Hello. Welcome to my pain and torment. Basically, all of my greatest fears have come true. If you've been watching, you know that I've been avoiding for a very long time the the idea of being stuck down here underneath Tomb of the Giants and trying to make it back up afterwards. You know that we wasted a lot of time just making the entire run back down because we didn't want to rest at the bonfire down here even once. Because we didn't want to risk ever getting stuck and having to make our way all the way back up through the bone chimney back to Firelink Shrine from the deepest depths of Lordran. Well, guess what? Guess what, team? My faithful teammates. Here we are. At the end of the last episode, we just died. We were almost out of the bone chimney. We were almost through. And we died, and now we're all the way back down where the last episode took place. Luckily, during that rant, I've just gone through the most difficult part of that challenge. So, hopefully nothing else catastrophic happens and we're able to catapult ourselves through this, we're able to catapult ourselves off this starting point into an overall victory in ascending. We did see that the Pale Servants are still in the burial vaults. The Pale Servants are still an active enemy in the above area, which I was hoping obviously would not be the case. I was hoping that they would be gone, that they wouldn't exist in this area anymore, and that would therefore be a hint that we are ready to ascend Sen's Fortress once more and be gloriously carried to Anor Londo. Thanks to the work of Grimrook and his modding team of one himself, we are shown to be fools in our pursuit. We are mocked and hated by many. This is the second most challenging part after the bone dogs in the Tomb of the Giants. The skeletal wheels here can be a real pain. Everyone who's played Dark Souls knows this. Probably the most hated enemy. But we've defeated them as well. Onwards to victory, my fellow weebs.
What's that then produce me some wares.
I'm gonna keep this armor on because the fire spam from the pyromancers or the necromancers actually turned out to be kind of a problem for us. So I'm gonna be wearing this armor to avoid as much fire damage as possible. I would wear the stone armor if it had better fire defense than the gold-hemmed black armor that I'm using now. But it does not. This has better fire defense, so we're going to be sticking with this. What should we do next? Should we... I mean, I think I'm just giving up on getting to Anor Londo pretty much, so maybe we do Izalith next. Of the 4 main paths after you get the Lord Vessel, so after Anor Londo, we can only access 3 of them. We have New Londo Ruins, where we have no transient curses, so no way to fight ghosts, which could turn into a big problem, as I'm sure you can imagine. We have Izalith, and we have this area, which we've just finished. We beat the Tomb of the Giants, one of the paths. We have started New Londo, but it's not promising, as I just explained a second ago. And we have Izalith, which we just stopped doing a while ago because it was way too high level. But we're about twice the level now that we were back then, with much stronger equipment. I think we were still at just +0, just basic weapons with no upgrades. So Izalith should be doable now. And then we're gonna have the DLC at some point. I don't know when that'll be accessible. But we're out. We're up in the Bone Chimney. Out of the woods. Like the classic saying goes. Up in the Bone Chimney, out of the woods. That's what I always say. Just like Ma and Pa taught me. We killed Petrus because I don't want him to murder his milady. And I would have left him alive just to fully explore NPC quest lines, and because I don't want to interrupt anything, and I know the mod stuff might be different, but literally, like, Velka's telling me again that he's like an evil bad guy, and or the Velka servant was telling me that he's like a bad guy. Is this crow gonna like attack me now? Because I broke my pact with Velka. We have do we still have the? Yeah, we do. Apparently it was true betrayal to get the soul of
Did you ring the second? That is incredible, and it's noisy. This is no laugh.
No, he already was here.
Damn. Me? Maybe.
Is it?
Coin made of gold with Allfather Lloyd and his white halo shown on its face. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of return to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. So only the first thing is different. Coin made of silver with the portrait of a legendary Knight King Rendell. Allfather Lloyd and his white halo. And Old Man McCloyf, god of medicine and drink. So let's sell the silver coin. Ah, it's disgusting.
Chosen undead, I remain here and await thee.
Just so we can level up real quick. Right. No bonfire. So what do we do? I feel like maybe Izalith is the next play, but I want to try the underground area first. So let's head back into the bonfire real quick down. I think this is the closest bonfire. We have to run through the graveyard, but it's usually not a problem. Unintentional. Alright, I'll keep doing some strength up. And we can cure that bone rust with our last divine blessing, which I think I'm gonna do. Hopefully it doesn't do the thing where it comes back every time I die for like the next 10 deaths. That was really annoying. So let's just give New Londo a whirl, huh? We're just gonna be running. We're not gonna fight any ghosts because we don't have Transient Curse, so we can't. And I think I killed the man who can sell us Transient Curses. Was it short-sighted? Maybe, but it was the only way to progress in the area, so I don't really want to apologize for it. And also, it was, way? Oh yeah, Crestfallen, okay. Excuse me. Parry spamming. The game used to tell me when I got bone rust. It used to have like a pop-up. At least the first time it did. Was the first bone rust the mimic bonfire? I think it was. I blame all subsequent bone rust on that first one. That bonfire mimic really got me good. I don't know, does it make more sense to have my heavy build on now? Or should I stick with the fast build since I'll just be running through the whole area? I think like I'm gonna get hit at some point. Let's read this. Forbidden rune written by a murderous cleric known only as the Reaper, who plotted with her husband to betray the Allfather and desecrate his parish. The goddess of sin delivered a harrowing punishment to the pair, but this accursed rune was stolen before their sentence could be carried out. Huh. I'm gonna put my DB on there. When I'm low, at some point, I'm gonna use that to heal to get rid of the bone rust. Okay. Should be it, right? Yes. Thank you for the souls. Heater shield. The ugliest shield in the game. But maybe it has 100 defense. Nope. Pretty bad. Alright, so I'm gonna try popping down on the right like you would in the original game. And hopefully there's no ghosts down here. Darkmoon Seance Ring, really. Some good loot. That is certain death. Okay, avoid that. Alright, avoid that. Avoid that side. Oh, okay. More ghosts. So, these are gonna... I'm not gonna be able to fight these guys, unfortunately. Or these ones. So, everyone here is a ghost, and you need Transient Curse to fight anything. What did you think was gonna happen, you idiot? And I'm sure we're gonna drop to our death here, since we don't have the Void, the Abyss Walker ring. But I figure it's worth a frickin' try, because we didn't fight Sif at Artorias' grave. We just fought some cats, and they didn't give us a ring. So might as well make an attempt to drop down here. Yep. So it turns out every enemy is a ghost now. So we can't fight any of them without transient curses, which apparently don't exist in this game. In the original, they dropped a lot. There's a lot of loot around there, and only some of the enemies were ghosts. So you could either avoid fighting the ghosts and just fight the real enemies, or you could use one of your many transient curses and just fight everything. Well balanced and good area. Always liked New Londo. In the mod, I cannot say the same. It does not seem like a very good area so far. And let's be honest, maybe I'm not the most qualified, maybe I'm not working at From Software. Maybe I'm not a Dark Souls modding expert myself. But I am a long-time player and big fan of the series. I love the games even when they're cheesy. I did like the Gravelord Nito boss fight. Because I like parrying. So that was kind of fun. But this a whole area that I have to run through and I'm not allowed to interact with it. An area that doesn't allow me to engage with the actual level. That does annoy me. Like, just give a man some transient curses at this point. You know what I mean? Like, if I was just allowed to fight and allowed to clear this area and compete, I think it could be fun. I think it could be even a fun area. I'm gonna explore this whole top thing because we know there's more items up here than there were before. Gotta try to not get trapped by a bunch of ghosts. I know that a ton of ghosts will come and they will all make their various attempts to end my life. I wouldn't hold that against them. I know they're only doing their job. They're only doing their ghostly duties. That's fine. Turned out the item I had seen up there was not a transient curse, so still looking for that next transient curse. if we can manage to get one, if we can manage to get a transient curse, then I will love to engage with the game and actually play that area as a normal level and defeat all the enemies, clear it out, explore, have a good time. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be a ton of fun? Just buckets of fun to do a new area. Because New Londo, it's just one of those, it's one of the pleasures of Dark Souls, I feel like. Fighting the Grave Walkers, Grave Stalkers, whatever you want to call them down there, with the Dark Wraiths down there with their Dark Wraith swords and their Dark Wraith shields. It's really cool, really fun enemies. This area could be redeemed. I think if the ring that you wear to the ring that you have to wear to go into the abyss, if it also lets you fight ghosts, that would be cool. If it's like a double purpose ring and you put it on and then it's like, oh, I can fight all the ghosts now without using transient curses. That would redeem it, kind of. Thanks. Thought that was the end for a second. We're just going to be running through here, picking up every item we can, hoping for transient curses, basically. Huh. There's a boar down there. Not gonna do that right now, but that's funny. Okay, we're back to the beginning here. How do we get around to all the other buildings in this area? I guess we have to go through that boar. Oh, and dragons, of course. Don't forget about the dragons over here. More ghosts. Good. Got a chunk. Alright, so that's our path. Gotta run down past the boar. We should actually go to Valley of Drakes. Because if we come out this area on the Valley of Drakes, then we can have a much closer bonfire to the... might be stupid though. If we come out the Valley of Drakes bonfire in Darkroot Garden, we'll basically have to kill the dragons on the way in, which I was thinking of as a perk, but it might just be really difficult to fight them. They have different like attack patterns in this game than they do in the original game. And it seems like they stay mostly airborne and just rain down lightning, which would be like a nightmare for a melee build. So maybe not. Maybe we can lose that dragon. Soul of a Dark Wraith. Soul of an undead servant of the dark who betrayed the gods and found new purpose in the abyssal city. Absorbed to plunder remaining humanity, or feed to the ravenous to release what power remains within. So if it does what the other souls do for me in my corrupted DS fix save, then it will do both of those things. Should give me the... should give me humanity and souls, which is really nice. And an easier way for me to get into that room will actually be going in from above. Because we can drop down into that room from up here. Okay, or not. I love or not as well. But we might not ever have to aggro that dragon. Send it back up. Here we go, boys. Trying it again. And we can't block the ghosts, right? Like, I didn't try to block that ghost attack at the end of the last attempt here, because I figured his attack would just go through my shield. Maybe that's wrong. And maybe I should be moving faster, right? That seems like the move. There is, I just remembered, there is a weapon you can get that, at least in the original game, that allows you to not use transient curses. It allows you to attack ghosts without transient curse. That would be really nice. Okay, so if I can drop down from here somewhere, I'll just drop and see what happens. I'm alive. It's a gargoyle. Okay. Gonna go right back down. Just wanted to take a second to heal there. Okay, that's fine. That's a bonfire. And a firekeeper soul. This is just this area, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to light that, it would seem. Where's the staircase? Isn't there supposed to be a staircase somewhere around here? Yes. Here we are. Now we're getting somewhere. There's a chest we may be able to access by skirting around this right side. And that chest in the original game has... Is it one of the embers? The fire blacksmith hammer. And then these stairs, please. I've almost explored like the full area. We're so close. And that's like it. That's it. That's everything here, right? Besides the house. We haven't gone back to the house and Ingward. And that's a great time to die. We haven't gone back to the house where Ingward stands. But let's look at some of the stuff that we just got. What was it? We got the Firekeeper Soul, which is awesome. We got one Ember before. Rendain's Ember. Blacksmith Weapon Ascension. Scorching remnants of the fires of New Londo, which were extinguished by dark long before the city was sealed underwater. A blacksmith unafraid of burning fingers could use it to keep a blade on the brink of melting. Contrary to its depiction in the annals, the Kingsmith Rendain resisted the pull of the abyss until the very end, when isolation and cold resignation finally took their toll. So this would be the undead blacksmith, right? And this is going to be like for fire weapons, ascending fire weapons. So I don't think we can do anything else in New Londo, right? We just need the ring to fight the boss. There's just the house that Ingward was in, but I don't know. I don't expect much there. Was that everything we found? We found the Black Knight armor, which we can look at. We already had the gauntlets. I don't know if we've read them yet, though, so let's read those. Armor of the Black Knights, most loyal of the Silver Knights of Anor Londo, whose phantoms are said to still haunt Lordran. Most believe that these ashen relics were blackened in skirmishes with chaos demons, yet if the legends are true, armor forged by Sen should not tarnish so easily. Yeah, because it was blackened when Gwyn sacrificed himself to Link the Flame, right? And they all died in the fires with Gwyn. But anyway, we have gotten everything we can out of New Londo, I think. So all that's left to do is Izalith, and that's going to do it for this video. If you liked the video, then please hit like. If you would like to leave a comment on the video, then you can hit dislike. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, then you can hit the comment button. And if you... what's left? If you would like to comment... Was that what I just said? If you would like... What did I not say? If you like the video, hit like. If you dislike the video, hit comment. If you want to subscribe to my channel, hit dislike. And then if you want to comment on the video, then hit the subscribe.